Yes, what if Earth had rings like Saturn? Imagine stepping outside on a clear night and seeing not just the moon and stars, but a colossal shimmering ring system stretching across the sky, like Saturn's, but closer, brighter, and far more dramatic. What if Earth had rings? At first, it sounds beautiful, but the reality, it would change everything. A sky you've never seen before. Earth's rings wouldn't look like Saturn's thin, icy bands. Instead, they'd be a chaotic mix of rock and dust, left over from some ancient cosmic collision, maybe a moon that broke apart billions of years ago. Depending on where you lived, the view would range from breathtaking to bizarre. Near the equator, the rings would appear as a razor-thin line cutting the sky in half, glowing in sunlight even during the day. At higher latitudes, they'd spread into a grand arch, like a celestial bridge, and at the poles, they'd vanish entirely, hidden below the horizon. But this beauty would come with a cost: the eternal twilight zone. Saturn's rings reflect sunlight, making the planet brighter than it should be. Earth's rings would do the same. But for us, that means no true darkness in many parts of the world. Nights would be bathed in a soft, eerie glow, like perpetual dusk. Forget about seeing the Milky Way. The rings would outshine all but the brightest stars. Animals that rely on darkness would struggle. Nocturnal hunters might starve. Migratory birds could lose their way. And astronomers? They'd have to build telescopes on the moon just to see past the glare. Satellite smashers. Right now, thousands of satellites orbit Earth. GPS, internet, weather monitoring. But if we had rings, they'd be a death trap. Even small debris in the rings moves at insane speeds. A single pebble could obliterate a satellite like a bullet through glass. Space agencies would have to launch everything at steep angles, wasting fuel to dodge the rings. The International Space Station, it would need constant repairs, or a new home inside the rings, where it could hide in the gap. The ultimate climate disruptor rings cast shadows, and Earth's rings would create moving bands of darkness as they orbited, cooling some regions while others baked. Imagine a stripe of winter cutting across the tropics at noon, then vanishing an hour later. Crops would fail, weather patterns would go haywire, and then there's the heat. The rings would absorb sunlight during the day and re-radiate it at night, turning some places into ovens. Coastal cities might get double the sunlight, reflected off the rings, while polar winters could become even harsher. The worst tourist attraction. Ever sure, people would flock to see the rings at first, but getting there, nearly impossible. The rings would start just 3,000 miles up, closer than many satellites, but reaching them would mean flying through a storm of high-speed debris. Even if you built a ring elevator, it would get sandblasted into scrap metal within hours. And if you did make it, walking on the rings would be like trying to stand on a crumbling mountainside. One wrong step, and you'd tumble into the void. The final twist. They might not last. Earth's gravity and atmosphere would slowly eat away at the rings. Tiny particles would rain down as constant meteor showers, burning up in flashes of light. Over millions of years, the rings would fade, leaving behind only a thin haze, like a ghostly reminder of what once was. So, would rings be cool? Absolutely. Would they turn Earth into a chaotic, unpredictable world? Without a doubt. Maybe we're better off just admiring Saturn's from afar,